no room to move around, and this box is getting smaller. I'm trying to get out.
When we had started anything we'd ever been in growing up, you know, so although we went through different bands, we were always the core of whatever bands we were in, and it was more or less a matter of I think we'd always been looking for a certain sound, and it was blowing our minds that we'd never find it. So we'd get this singer and get this singer and this bass player, and you know, constantly swapping out members, going through 2-3 years of playing shows and building it up, making, you know, releasing something and then throwing it away. Like, we're constantly in the state of starting over. And it wasn't until we kind of took a step back and started over with this band and decided that maybe surrounding ourselves with other people isn't the right thing to do, that it was like, oh shit, now we get it, you know.
It's called Pick Up Your Head. It's our second album. New songs, new attitudes, new feelings.
Whole new look.
We're excited. We felt like the first album cycle and everything leading up to that was like 40 years long. So it's good to get a new one out.
This time around, I don't think there wasn't really a clear focus of what we were doing. I think we did the same thing we always do, just stockpile songs, and then it had to be done by a certain date, and then pick a handful of them and then put them on a record. Yeah, we've never really sat down and said, all right, this month we're going to write our record or something. You know, I don't think that's really the context we work well in. So we're just always trying to put things together, always trying to have something to pull from for a new release.
I think these songs were written in a smaller period of time, closer together, so they probably naturally sound a little bit more like they belong on the same record. Whereas maybe we felt like the first record was like a greatest hits of our last 3 or 4 years, even though nothing had ever come out.
I've been left behind, I've been up, but mostly down. I've been right, I've been left, I've been wrong. I've been left behind, I've been up, but mostly down.
I think when we're in the studio, at some point you kind of make the decision whether or not you're gonna even like care about how it's done live, you know. And we work better when we just don't think about it, and just whatever the song needs at that moment, just put it on and just worry about it later. So we knew we were going to have a pretty big challenge at the end of it. Like, okay, now we got to find some people to play with.
We had written so many songs in the past with that same attitude that we've never played live, because we're just not capable of playing it live as two guys. And so, you know, there's songs that people want to hear, like, oh, let's play this one, play that one, and it's like, well, we've recorded that and it's our song, but we've never even played it live, you know. So in this, you can't really have a whole record like that, you know. It was like, we gotta find a way to make this thing sound rad, sound like the record in a live context, and you know, we were fortunately able to do that. We're still kind of messing around with things, you know. We're just sitting in the van on drives, working songs out, you know. So it's cool to be able to do that. I think, you know, we have a goal of trying to do a more stripped down version of the songs in general, just that aren't blazing loud, you know. Once we have time, sit down and figure something like that out.
You remind me of someone that I used to love. You remind me of 10 years ago.
I mean, we were validated personally just hearing something back initially. It wasn't like, I mean, we'd spent so much time looking for other people's validation in our old bands and never genuinely getting it. And
probably never even feeling it ourselves either.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely. And then now knowing exactly why, you know. So as soon as we started getting these songs down, it was like, man, it almost became we could care less what anyone else thinks. And whenever you take that attitude, then people start coming around. You know, if you believe in your stuff so much, they go, man, there has to be something there. And then on top of it, New Low, to get the success that it did without any labels, it just reassured that we were doing the exact thing we needed to be doing. Most proud, probably the idea that we're still somehow doing this, you know, that we managed to release music and tour around. And, you know, we tend to get caught up in the negative side of things, or, you know, probably not be the most positive guys, but just the fact that we're still putting out records and touring around, and we're pretty grateful for that.
Yeah, probably just the fact that we kind of, at some point, you know, grabbed the reins and just decided that we needed to steer this thing, which is what anybody should be doing the whole time. But when you're 16 years old and you know, just don't really have that kind of confidence, and you're sort of thrown into this huge industry that you have no idea how it even operates, you know. So to have gone through that whole experience on our last band and learned a hell of a lot, now, you know, just to be doing what we want when we want usually.
So keep on acting innocent.
Hey, what's up? This is Zach and Sean from MC Rut. You're watching Baeblemusic.
It's so